welcome back. Today we embark on a thrilling journey into the heart of darkness with The Hunt for Gollum. Picture this, a creature once known as Smeagol, now a shadow of his former self, driven by an insatiable desire for the One Ring. As we delve into this captivating tale, we'll explore the intricate web of pursuit that ensnares not just Gollum, but also those who dare to seek him. What drives a being to the brink of madness? What secrets lie hidden in the shadows of Middle-earth? Join us as we unravel the layers of Gollum's tragic story, examining the motivations of the hunters and the haunting echoes of his past. So, grab your snacks, settle in, and prepare for a deep dive into the lore that makes Tolkien's world so rich and compelling. And remember, if you love exploring the depths of Middle-earth as much as we do, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more enchanting content every day. Also, tell me in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? Let's see how far these stories travel across. Now then, let's return to the story. Long after the One Ring slipped from Gollum's grasp, the world seemed to breathe easier. Yet shadows do not vanish so easily. Whispers of a name began to stir in dark corners: Smeagol. Some said he had fled east into the roots of the mountains, others that he had drowned, clutching at ghosts in the dark. But Gandalf the Grey knew better. The ring had ways of calling its own home. And in the quiet halls of Rivendell, while the world slept and the stars turned cold above the valley, Gandalf spoke in hushed tones with Elrond and Aragorn of one task none else could bear: to hunt the creature that had once possessed the Great Ring, to find what he knew before the enemy did. And so began the hunt for Gollum, a chase through wild lands, through shadow and storm, through the wreckage of a soul twisted by ages of darkness. The night was long in the wild. A gray wind moved through the pines, carrying the scent of rain and something older, something that did not belong. Aragorn, son of Arathorn, knelt beside a trickle of stream, fingers brushing the damp earth. A footprint, bare, thin, and splayed, the print of a creature that had not walked in light for centuries. Gandalf was right, he murmured. He lives. The wizard had come to him in secret, face grave beneath the brim of his hat. He knows something, Aragorn, Gandalf had said. Something about the ring, about the enemy. If he falls into darker hands, then the world will follow him into shadow, Aragorn had finished. And so he rode alone, from the Vale of Anduin, through the tangled eaves of Mirkwood, across the broken hills of Rhovanion, and into the ruins where only the wind spoke. Each step was a descent, not only into the wilderness, but into the memory of an age that refused to die. At night, by firelight, he thought of the creature he pursued, once a hobbit of the river folk, now a thing of claws and whispers, a thief who had outlived kings. Somewhere out there, Gollum was moving, drawn by hunger, hatred, and something far older than either. Aragorn's breath misted in the chill as he whispered to the darkness, "You cannot hide forever." But the wind offered only silence, and the last clue faded into the rain. Days bled into weeks. The hunt became a rhythm, the crunch of gravel beneath boots, the flicker of old campfires, the cold taste of river water. Gollum left no map, yet his passage marked the world like a scar. A fishbone by a brook, a crude snare made from twisted reeds. Even the beasts fled his scent. Aragorn questioned wanderers, wild men, traders, and spies who spoke only in riddles. "A pale thing crouched in the shadows," said one, a voice like rusted iron whispering to itself. "Yes," Aragorn replied, "that is the one." The land itself seemed to watch him. In Mirkwood, the trees closed ranks overhead, whispering in tongues older than men. In the marshes, the ground oozed black water, and faint lights danced where no torch burned. And sometimes, when he paused to rest, he felt eyes upon him. Not the eyes of an enemy, but something wretched and cunning, always one step ahead. "You hunt what cannot be caught," the wind seemed to say. But Aragorn pressed on, for in his heart he carried more than duty, he carried pity. He had seen too many fall to despair, too many souls twisted by the same shadow. And he feared, though he did not speak it aloud, that if he looked long enough into the darkness, he might find something of himself staring back. The trail curved eastward now, toward lands unmarked on any map. Somewhere ahead, the hunter and the hunted were drawing near. The dead marshes stretched before him, a realm of water and death. Pools shimmered like mirrors, reflecting not the sky, but the faces of those who had fallen long ago. Aragorn moved with careful steps, his breath shallow, his torch low. The air stank of decay and unseen fires. Mist rolled in waves, thick and cold, muffling the world to a single heartbeat. Then he heard it, a sound soft as breathing, not his own. "Come closer, precious light." The voice drifted through the fog, wet, broken, childlike. Aragorn froze, hand tightening on his blade. He saw movement, a shadow slipping between pools, hands crawling, eyes glinting with unnatural pale fire. He followed, slow as a hunter in a dream. But the marshes were not empty. Faint lights moved in the distance, torches marching in formation, orcs, servants of the eye. They too were searching. Aragorn dropped low behind a ridge of stone, watching them pass. A dozen at least, muttering in the black speech. He waited until they vanished into the mist, then turned his gaze to where the voice had been. Nothing. Only ripples, and the reflection of a pale face that was not his own. He shuddered and pressed on, knowing that Gollum was near, and that the marsh itself hungered for the living. Night stretched eternal. He dreamed of faces in the water, elves, men, orcs, all staring upward, silent and accusing. And when dawn came, he woke with their gaze still upon him. He found Gollum at last, beneath the ashen cliffs near Mordor's border. The creature was crouched over a stream, gnawing raw fish, muttering between gulps. They took it from us. Yes, they did. Tricksy thieves, nasty baggins. Aragorn moved without sound, the net in his hand. He stepped from shadow, but Gollum was quicker than thought. The creature hissed and leapt, claws flashing, teeth bared. They struggled in the mud, a tangle of fury and breathless hatred. "Let me go! Thief! Thief of shadows!" "Peace, Smeagol," Aragorn gasped. "I seek not to harm you." "Lies!" Gollum screeched, writhing like a serpent. "You wants it too!" But strength and patience won where pity began. Aragorn bound him at last, and the creature wept, long, shuddering sobs that echoed across the waste. "It hurts us, it does," he whimpered. Aragorn knelt beside him. "If you have any light left, Smeagol, find it now, for there are worse hunters than I." Gollum only stared, eyes wide and yellow as lanterns. For the first time, Aragorn pitied him, not as a foe, but as a warning. This was what the ring could make of any soul that loved power more than peace. And so, beneath gray skies and falling rain, the hunter began the long road north, leading a prisoner who spoke more to shadows than to his captor. Days turned to weeks, and the world changed around them. Mountains gave way to forests, forests to plains. At first, Gollum raged, gnashing teeth, whispering curses, but hunger tamed him. Silence grew between them, filled only by the crackle of fire and the distant cry of wolves. Sometimes, when moonlight touched his face, the creature spoke softly, almost to himself. "We remembers the taste of bread, the sound of wind in the grass." "You were not always this way," Aragorn said once. "We were good once, until it found us." The ring's shadow still lingered in his voice, and as the nights deepened, Aragorn began to hear it too, the pull of something unseen, like a whisper just beyond hearing. He thought then of the world to come, of the Shire Gandalf spoke of the peace he longed for, and wondered if it could ever truly return while such evil still lingered in the hearts of the lost. By the time they reached Mirkwood, both hunter and hunted were changed, bound by a strange thread of pity, horror, and unspoken kinship. They came at last to the gates of Thranduil's halls, green and gold beneath the forest canopy. The Elven King received them coldly, but with honor, for Aragorn was known even among the Eldar. Gollum was imprisoned deep within stone chambers lit by torchlight. There, Gandalf came, staff in hand, eyes weary from long travel. He questioned the creature for hours, but Gollum's answers were madness, fragments of memory and malice. "He will come for it," Gollum hissed. "The eye is awake. The precious wants to be found." A chill settled in Gandalf's heart. He knew then the enemy's servants were already moving. Weeks later, when the world seemed briefly at peace, Gollum vanished. The guards slain, the gates left open. The scent of blood and fear lingered in the air. Once more, he had slipped away, the shadow no one could catch. Years later, as the fires of war began to kindle in the east, Gandalf stood upon the same banks of the Anduin where it all began. The river murmured softly, as if remembering. He thought of the hunt, of Aragorn's long journey, of the pity that had stayed his hand. "He was meant to find the ring," Gandalf whispered, "and we were meant to let him live." For even the smallest thread of fate could bind the world together or unravel it. And so, somewhere between Mordor and the mountains, a creature crawled through the dark, carrying in his frail hands the doom and salvation of all. The marsh mist rose again, cold and pale, and the whisper of the past returned. "My precious." Fade out, the same waters, the same mist, the same whisper beneath. If you've walked this far with us through the shadows, tell me, what do you think of Gollum? Do you love him or hate him? I read every thought you share, and your insights breathe life back into these old tales. Let's see how far the stories of Middle-earth can still travel.